Today we will be going over the waiver wire for week 18. But before we get into that, I have a message for all of you whose seasons ended in week 17. I hope you won a championship because I did, baby. Let's go! Woo! I will be talking about this a lot more in the weeks to come. This is not the trophy that I won. I will be getting a belt very shortly. Super excited. Again, might I add. There is nothing like winning a championship 2 of the last 3 years, other than winning it back to back, obviously. And I let them have a year to themselves before I came back in. And I got some plans for this belt this year, baby. So now that all of my congratulations are out, let's talk to you week 18 lonely folks. For everybody who does fantasy football in week 18, it's a bad idea. It just is. All around, as my friends would say, bad curling. Why? Because you don't know who's gonna play. In week 18, there will be teams that are not going to play their starters, and you don't know who they are yet. So adding the players to your roster, we're slightly guessing at the moment. For example, the Baltimore Ravens, they've locked up the #1 seed. There's nothing to play for. Is Lamar Jackson gonna play? Are the running backs gonna play? Did Melvin Gordon just get relevant? Lamar's backup still should put up some points, right? We don't know who's going to play because certain things get locked up and teams keep that pretty close to the vest. So whatever advice I give you today, please keep your ear to the ground or come back to this channel where I can keep my ear to the ground and let you know what's going on. Because as of right now, I'm gonna give you people to pick up. But this could change at the drop of a hat if the players sit. So tell your commissioners to move it to week 17. Playing in week 18 is a fool's errand. None of my leagues are actively going. They all end in week 17. So hopefully y'all are just watching this because y'all missed me and wanted to see me some more. It's okay, Bay Nation. I'm happy to see you too. So without further ado, let's get it started. Do you have questions at quarterback? Don't worry, I got you. Joe Flacco. If the Cleveland Browns play their starters, Joe Flacco will be a good play. But in championship week, teams that have locked up their position is a little questionable. So we'll have to keep an eye on whether or not Joe Flacco will or will not play. But if he does play, I think he could be a solid start. And for all of you complaining about him being too rostered, he's only rostered in 25% of leagues because most people like me were afraid of the Jets and dropped. Clear mess on mine. Next up, Tyrod Taylor. Went up against Matthew Stafford and the Rams last week and scored 20 fantasy points. That's pretty solid. He gets to go up against Philadelphia. And did y'all see how Kyler Murray just shredded the Eagles? Just start your Tyrod Taylor if you're desperate or in a pinch. Derek Carr has had 2 or more touchdowns the last 4 weeks. I think you can fire him if you need him. They're in a must-win game against the Falcons, so I'm not concerned about them benching anyone. They need this game desperately. And Baker had a terrible first half, but his second half was not too bad. They also desperately need to win this game to make the playoffs. They're in a win and get in situation, so I'm not concerned about him getting benched. He needs to be in this game and he needs to win it. Fire up your Baker Mayfield, if he's available. I know he's rostered in a decent amount of leagues. Are you weak at wide receiver? Don't worry, I got you. The Demarcus Robinson streak of touchdowns has ended, but he did have 10 targets this week. That's fantastic. The Rams need this game, so they'll be playing against the 49ers. And without Christian McCaffrey, this might be closer than people think. It's a divisional matchup. I think you can fire up Demarcus Robinson. I love the targets he's getting. Romeo Doubs did not have a great week, but I think there's a chance that Jaden Reed doesn't play. That'll open up opportunities for Romeo Doubs. Christian Watson is still banged up. Green Bay needs this win. Doubs could be valuable. I also like the combination of Darius Slayton. He's had 18 or more fantasy points in back-to-back weeks. He scored touchdowns. Clearly Tyrod Taylor likes to go to him, as well as my man Wan'Dale Robinson. I say my man because I drafted him in my Dynasty League, but we'll get into that later. He had 9 targets last week, and he had a rushing touchdown. I like how he's getting involved. I think you can fire him up. I'd also like to mention Brandon Cooks in a must-win game for the Dallas Cowboys. He had 8 targets last week. Greg Dortch should be solid. He went 7 for 7 for 82 yards. Good desperation play. I can't believe I'm saying this, but Julio Jones. Now, this is a deep flyer, but with Devonta Smith getting banged up, Julio Jones might get more involved in this offense. He only had 2 receptions, but it was for 32 yards and 2 touchdowns. So if you are in a deep league and you are concerned about not having anybody out there, Julio Jones is probably out there and they might actually use him. Wild. This is a risky play, so it's only if you're desperate. Are you having a rough time at running back? Don't worry, I got you. Elijah Mitchell is easily the #1 pickup this week. With Christian McCaffrey banged up and most likely missing this week's game, Elijah Mitchell will be a must grab. He had 17 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown. He is the CMC replacement you want and need. Grab him immediately. Khalil Herbert over 100 yards in back-to-back games and a touchdown. I definitely think he's worth a grab. These next two are purely based on injuries. Zamir White is great if Josh Jacobs is out, as well as Jamal Williams if Alvin Kamara is out. Man, I love Jamal Williams. This is a wild photo of him. What is he doing? Oh, Jamal's my dude though. Big anime fan. Shout out Jamal. And we share the last name too. Of course, that's my guy. Are you having a tough time at tight end? Don't worry, I got you. Jawan Johnson has had a touchdown in the last 3 games and had 12 targets in this last one. If you're looking for a tight end this week, he's a great grab. New Orleans has to win this game, and that's what you're looking for in week 18. Same thing with Tyler Kroft. Green Bay has to win this game, and Kroft has had 10 or more fantasy points in 4 of the last 5 weeks. Let's go. Not bad for a tight end. Tight ends I would also consider. Gerald Everett, purely on targets. Tyler Higbee, I like that he had 7 last week. And Johnny Mudd. I don't think I'm saying his last name right. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But with TJ Hawkinson out, they need another tight end. I think he might step up. And obviously check to see if Isaiah Likely's there. I know that he's probably not there in your leagues, but you should probably check. He's only rostered in 67% of leagues. That's not 100 last time I checked. And Likely's been balling. Man, help me win a championship. Are you desperate for a defense? Don't worry, I got you. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers going up against the Carolina Panthers. As I have said for weeks now, you find the bad offenses and you play the defenses against them. This is the Bucs' turn to play the Panthers in a must-win game. Bucs defense does work, because we need them to. The New England Patriots go up against the New York Jets. I don't think Bill Belichick wants his potential last game as a Patriot to be losing to the Jets, regardless of if that will give the Patriots a better draft pick. Patriots come out to play and play defense hard. Love the Patriots this week. I also like the Raiders versus Denver, Jaguars at Titans, and the Saints versus the Falcons in a division game. What a crazy waiver wire we're gonna deal with today. Well, I say we, but it's really y'all. I'm done with mine. I got my championship. I'm ready for the off season. But I will be watching all of the games, and I'm gonna be talking about all these games. So if you wanna stay up to date, come back to this channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell down below. If you already won your championship, mazel tov. If you're still going for your championship, let's go. Let's bring it home. Good luck on the wire this week. Peace.